All right, so we're gonna start with half a head of cauliflower, 4 medium-sized parsnips, 2 onions, 3 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna go ahead and chop them into similarly sized pieces and then throw this in the oven for roasting for about 30 minutes on 350 degrees. Let's throw on some olive oil, about 3 to 4 tablespoons, so it roasts nicely, and a little bit of salt. So we'll also throw on a little bit of salt. That's about 2 teaspoons of salt. Alrighty, so while the parsnip and cauliflower is cooling, we're going to start to roast some spinach, cauliflower, in olive oil and garlic for the topping for the soup. We're going to let that cool, turn that into a beautiful creamy base, and then go ahead and roast these. Well, roast them on the stovetop, kind of saute them. So we want about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to let this get hot. We're going to chop up the garlic. Just kind of slice it into thin pieces. There we go. Nothing too fine. I don't mind a little bit of crisped pieces of garlic in the soup. It tastes very good. So let's let the oil heat up before we throw those in. Perfect. You can see a little bit of smoke coming out of there. We're going to go ahead and add the cauliflower. Notice you want a nice open pan to get that roasty feel. That was the other half of the cauliflower that we've already roasted in the oven. I'm going to sprinkle on these pieces of garlic. I have it on medium, and I want this to kind of start getting roasted before I add the spinach. The spinach is going to release a whole lot of water. I'm probably going to do that separate after I've done these, just so that this green color doesn't color the cauliflower. I like to have that contrast, and so we're going to do them just a little bit in the same pan. After this is done, I'll go ahead and put the spinach in. So we'll add about 1 teaspoon of salt here. I can smell the garlic and the cauliflower starting to roast. Smells delicious. You want this nice open pan so the water continues to evaporate quickly. It's probably going to take another 10 to 15 minutes. All right, so while my cauliflower is sizzling, I'm going to go ahead and add the parsnip, onions, garlic, and cauliflower into the Vitamix. Oh, it smells so good. Roasted vegetables just have such a sweet, flavorful aroma, and I love parsnip. One of my favorites. So I'm going to add some vegetable broth to blend this up with. Maybe about a good 2 cups of this. This is the liquid for this, so a good 2 cups. Let's see what happens. So you want this nice and creamy. I completely puree it so that there's no particles left. It's very, very creamy. We're going to go ahead and take this over to the soup pot. Okay, let's throw this in. And it's very thick. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the soup, the vegetable stock in. Let's mix it up into this blender, get all this soup out of there. Do not use your hands to do this. All right. Let's let this blend up. It already tastes really good, by the way. It's super creamy, super luscious. It's kind of an indulgent creamy soup with the aromas of roasted cauliflower, roasted garlic, roasted onions, and roasted parsnips. So a really nice fall soup. We're going to add some nutmeg and rosemary to this. Okay, so in the time it took me to blend up this soup and kind of clean up just a little bit, my vegetables are mostly roasted. I'm going to do a little bit more just before serving. I'm going to go ahead and empty these into the sheet pan that I have from the cauliflower from the first round. Let's add in our spinach. And this is just for color. So we're just going to let this heat up. And of course you can make this soup as thick or as pourable as you want. A little bit thick just feels indulgent and luscious. But if you like to drink it in a mug, then go ahead and add a little more vegetable stock. It's kind of up to you. It's a do-it-yourself adventure. All right, so I'm just letting the spinach cook off the liquid. I'm not adding salt to this only because spinach does have a lot of its own salt, and whoever wants more can add it. So no need to add a lot of no need to add a lot of salt to this. Just let it kind of cook off a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this lime chili seasoning that I have here that I was gifted over the weekend. I'm going to go ahead and add that because I like chili, and a little bit of acid always helps. If you don't have lime chili seasoning, you can go ahead and add a little bit of lemon pepper, and that will also do the same thing. Lemon, lime, all of these things just have a great affinity for spinach. They really help you absorb the iron from here. Anytime you add dairy to spinach, you're going to prevent yourself from absorbing all of the iron in this. So you don't want any dairy in these products. Calcium and iron do not mix. All right. I'm going to add this cauliflower back in. There you go. What a beautiful contrast. So this is going to be the topping for that soup. I'm going to turn this off. When I'm ready to serve, then we'll add it in along with some cashews because I like some crunch. So here we go. This is just going to hang out. All right, while this is warming, I'm going to add some fresh nutmeg to this because nutmeg, cauliflower, spinach, these guys are all friends. You always want a great fresh nutmeg in. There's a world of difference. So go ahead and mix that in. Again, just this nice, warming, fall kind of soup. All right, so I'm all set up, ready to serve. When my bread is heated up in the oven, we will do that, and I'll show you what it looks like.